Hello, my name is John. This is a video that I did of our current beautiful president. So this is all in Photoshop. So I did my rough, as you can see, very, very quickly, and now I'm kind of doing cleanup. So I've got it broken down all into separate layers, the ones that I'm gonna hopefully animate. And then, yeah, that's about it. He was kind of fun to do. I started off with a couple roughs on in my sketchbook, and then I was kind of referring to those as I did the roughs in Adobe Photoshop. So you can see this is just kind of the coloring process. It is a little bit laborious at this point, but hey, at least I get to see Trump's face on the canvas in front of me for many, many hours. So this was about 5.5 hours, I think, all told. And then I've got it shrunk down to about 8 minutes right now. This is when I started to do a little bit of keying out of the animation frame. So I did the first image of him, and that was just cleaned up and colored. So now you can see I did a few different keyframes. I think I did actually I only did like one extra keyframe. So I've got a beginning keyframe, and then I've got the antic when he kind of shrinks down a little bit. And then after that, he's just going to do complete straight ahead animation to get to the end. So I added a little bit of a pause in here on that first key that you'll probably see in the timing. This is all still kind of rough animation, doing my little. His face got a little wonky here, but you're only going to see it for about 1/12 of a second, so I figured why not give it a little bit of wonkiness. So I've got a little bit of a circular motion going here with his head. So he kind of antics down, and then as he kind of pops up, hopefully you get the impression that his face kind of swirls and he's going to swirl off into nothing. So again, this is still all kind of rough. I do all my roughs in red just to differentiate them from the clean line. And then Photoshop is kind of a laborious program to do animation in. It's a good drawing program, but it doesn't necessarily isn't necessarily set up for really good animation. So, I mean, I do it because I'm teaching right now a class at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design where I'm utilizing Photoshop for a storyboard. Um, and it's what I have available. I've got an older computer that I use when I do animation. It's got an older version of Harmony Toon Boom, but that computer is kind of wonking out on me, so I'll probably need to buy a new computer within the next 6, 8 months, something like that. Um, so Photoshop is serviceable, I think, especially for doing short animations like this. If you get into something a little bit longer, it has a tendency to be a little laborious. It's got two different kind of timelines. It's got a frame animation timeline and a video timeline. Video timeline is kind of similar to After Effects. Frame animation is a really simplistic way in which to do it. That's what I did this in, is my frame. You can see all the little framey frames down on the bottom. But those have a tendency to, I don't know, it gets a little old working on because you have to like bring up all the frames, you create the frame animation, then you insert frames, and then you choose a duration for each frame. And then if you try and bump between frame animation and video timeline, your stuff gets all wonky. So you just have to make sure to choose one or the other. I'd probably recommend doing it in the video timeline because I think I did my third video in this series, which will be coming out. I think I did that in the video timeline, but again, that's got some drawbacks from traditional kind of digital animation programs. So, but whatever. Here's the cleanup. This is kind of fun. I generally don't love cleanup because I've already kind of I like doing the roughs, but this was a fun process. I kind of broke it down into a few different days. So again, it's probably all told about 5 hours and 45 minutes worth of work, which I broke into probably 5 or 6 different sessions. And then I kind of just dropped it all into Premiere and then edited it all together and sped it up. So yeah, that's what it is. This is a little pop at the end. I just did straight ahead animation for all of this. Um, and those are all my cleans you can see. And then I went back in and I colored it. Again, this is kind of a laborious way in which to color, but hey, it's what I did. So basically, I put everything on separate layers. Color as well. Color I had on separate layers, and I think I might have merged the layers, the color and the line, kind of at the very end, just to make it a little bit easier when I dropped it into the frame animation. But the nice thing about it is that you can each frame of animation you then pick in your panels, um, your layers panel. You pick which layers you want to be visible on whatever frame you're dealing with. So it's pretty easy. Um, and then yeah, here's our wonderful, wonderful president, all morphed out and gobbledygooked. So I did the shading, which I like to do. I've got a video that's kind of coming up where I don't have any shading. It's a little bit easier to do in the coloring, but um, this is good. You can see I got some blurs on the hands, and um, these frames are not going to be viewable necessarily to the naked eye because they're going to, again, I set the duration of each of my frames at 0.06 seconds, which I kind of have determined is about 1/12 of a second, but Photoshop frame animation sees it as a percentage of or a decimal of a second. So you got to go in and go. It's got like point 0.1, point something else, 0.5. But if you go in, you can manually put in whatever you want. So again, it's 0.06 seconds for each one of these. Yeah, looking pretty good. It should be ending fairly quickly. So, thanks for taking a look. This video is all available on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, my name is John Brown. My stuff can be seen at jontbrown .com, or else just yeah, take a look. Fun stuff.